Summer is a great time to declutter, and you may be wondering what to do with some common summer waste items. Well, joining me this morning with some summer recycling tips is Marissa Begley with Millennium Recycling. Good morning.
Hello.
Okay, so we have some little things here.
Yes.
And like you said, summer's just a good time to declutter and recycle some items. So talk about what are some things we can recycle and we shouldn't.
Yeah, so when it comes to summer recycling, you have to remember that the items that we accept do not change year-round. Recycling is not seasonal, so we always keep it to those 4 simple categories. We've got the paper and cardboard, metal cans, plastic bottles, tubs, and jugs, and then glass bottles and jars. So those 4 really simple categories are what you should always be recycling, no matter what season it is. And during the summer, we see a lot of things that are in there that should not be in there.
Okay, so what are some of those things you're seeing?
Yeah, so a lot of plastic. So when you're thinking of recycling, bottle, tub, and jug, that's the kind of plastic that should go into your bin. The bin is made for items that we can collect in bulk, process in bulk, and then send to our partners in the region who can use them in those bulk quantities. So things that get a little bit tricky are more unique plastic items. So we have some examples here. Pool floaties, those styrofoam pool noodles, any kind of plastic toys or plastic furniture that you're using outside that might break, that does not go in your recycling bin. There might be ways that you can reuse it or maybe a specialized recycling process, but it takes a little bit of extra effort to get it to those spots. Mm-hmm. Another item that we see a lot in the summer that causes really big issues at our facility is garden hoses. Anything like a stringy item, anything long and tangler we call it, can get wrapped around our equipment, and then we have to shut it down, go in there and physically cut it out. So it's a lot more work and effort for our team to get it out than if it went to the right spot in the first place.
Yeah. What are some other things that are kind of no's when it comes to recycling, especially summer items?
Yeah. Along with summer, so I mentioned hoses, and with all the recent flooding, there's a lot of sump pump hoses that we've been seeing coming in. So those hoses are not recyclable, should not go in your recycling bin. And really any of that waste from the flooding too, any furniture, wood waste, any of that kind of thing should not go in your recycling bin.
I was gonna say, along with that, kind of while we're on the subject, what are some tips you have for that, what people are kind of dealing with, cleaning up debris, things like that? What are some common things, where they should put in recycling or whether or not?
Yep, so again, your recycling bin is really meant for those 4 categories. I know it's tempting when you see something that's plastic or see something that looks like it could be recycled or reused. A lot of those items, the bigger items, require a specialized process, and they do not belong in your recycling bin. So it really does create a lot of work for our team at the facility when that comes in. So anything like that, the specialized stuff should be taken either out to the landfill or if it can be reused, donate it. But your recycling bin is really meant for those 4 main categories.
Yeah, is there anything that you guys are kind of doing or any tips that you have for people during this time as well?
There's not really specifically at Millennium, but we're really just dealing with any of the contamination stuff that's coming in from the flooding to make sure we can get it out. But yeah, summer recycling in general, just really keep to those basic categories.
Should we talk about kind of what we have here and things that you would say are no's or things like that?
Sure. So like I mentioned, the garden hoses, anything like tanglers, plastic toys from pools or swimming or anything that might break in when
like
your kids
goggles.
are playing with it outside. Yeah, swimming goggles. And a lot of times you look at this stuff and you think it's plastic, it should go in your bin, but really it's the bottle, tub, and jug. Those are the categories that you want to recycle in your bin.
Yeah, how about like fireworks and things like that with
Yes,
summer?
Fireworks. So when that comes up, that's always a huge caution that we do not want fireworks, anything flammable or explodable in your bin. Similar to batteries, there might be some battery toys in the summer. I mean, that's an all year round problem, but batteries in the bin also is a huge issue. You might hear some stories of recycling facilities that have really just totally been wiped out by fires, and usually that's caused by flammable items being tossed in the bin, like batteries or potentially fireworks, which is really dangerous to your waste hauler and to the recycling facility.
Yeah, how about like after the fireworks are off, how about like the garbage aftermath? How about that stuff?
Sure, so that you should always make sure that it is not hot anymore. You can water it down. The Sioux Falls Fire Department has some great resources to see how to properly dispose of those.
Yeah, and if people have questions on, whether or not items are recyclable, how can they find more information on that?
Sure, so Millennium Recycling, it's a little bit hard to spell, millenniumrecycling.com, or you can do siouxfallsrecycles.org, and that goes straight to our accepted list as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after the break.